Here I am at the Paul Manafort trial. This is video 10, day August the 8th, 2018. I was asked to give the dates on the video, so I thought I would put that in. So, as I've stated on my channel for the past, I don't know, few days, for some reason they have blocked my me uploading the videos, and so I was with talking to tech companies for hours and hours and hours, and still couldn't get it fixed. And so I think I found a backdoor way to get it done. And so what I'm doing here today is, first I want to explain that I'm at the Manifort trial because the Manafort case connects to all the various things that I am working on or have worked on and care about. Exposing the child trafficking is really, you know, what is my mission or what makes my heart beat, and just because I can't tolerate the evilness of that. But what a lot of people haven't put together yet is that the weapons and drugs rat lines that I've also worked on are directly correlated, and many, if not all, of the players involved in those rat lines are also involved in child trafficking in some way, or organ harvesting, and all these very, very evil things. So that is my focus, and the Manafort trial brings a lot of that together, because here we have the special counsel Russia investigation, which many people have said has gone beyond the scope, or shouldn't have even started. Whoops, sorry about that, ticking people off. Shouldn't have started because it was, you know, fruit of the poisonous tree, basically, based on lies, and a lot of that's being explained, you know, regarding the FISA documents and illegal surveillance and things like that. And so we have this trial going on that it has nothing to do with the Russians. That hasn't even been mentioned. And the case, you know, was a couple years ago, and the person that investigated some of these very charges was Rod Rosenstein. The deputy attorney general is in charge of the Russia investigation. So a lot of this doesn't make sense. And so with this case, though, we have a lot of things that are in common. We have weapons, drugs, money laundering, child trafficking, and coups in Ukraine. So a lot of people probably don't realize, but I think it was in 2011, a coup happened in Ukraine, and really it was Hillary Rodham Clinton, George Soros money, and some of our quote-unquote agents involved in a coup, and that was, you know, to put in a puppet, one of our puppets that we could control better, into power, and that led to the country breaking down. Obviously concern with Russia. Russia obviously would be concerned, just on their border. And, you know, this whole chant of democracy, when really what happened is the country broke down, and a lot of our politicians got on the energy boards and made a whole lot of money. And, you know, if you check the energy boards to this day, you're going to see names like, I don't know, Biden, things like that, of people that are either related or, you know, maybe senators themselves that got really rich. In the meantime, all these NICU units popped up, neonatal intensive care units involving the Clinton Foundation. I believe it's the Pacheco Foundation. I'll have to look at that, but that's one of the guys involved. Lot of child trafficking, weird surrogacy stuff, lot of rumors or even details about selling babies, organ harvesting, and, you know, kind of the forcing of young women to carry these surrogate babies out of poverty. So a lot of these trails come to this place, and of course we're dealing with the rule of law, and if we don't clean out the justice system, we will never ever be able to establish the rule of law or prosecute the real criminals. And if the real criminals are the ones that are in charge of the justice system, then we have a huge problem. So that's why I'm here at the Manafort trial, because all of those things I have been involved in investigating. And this last weekend, you know, I had some people, or one person particularly, go on my channel and make some very hideous accusations, and they've deleted them now, and that's a good thing, because they were told to delete them, and I hope they don't come back in, because I don't want to be the person that has to send out pictures of text messages and all that. I don't care about other YouTube people being fighting with them or coming against them. I want everyone to be successful. Actually, anybody that is information that is going to help expose any part of corruption in our own country and help to reestablish the rule of law and to protect children, I wish all the success in the world. I watch their channels, and they might have somewhat of a different perspective, or they come from it at a different angle because they've had a different life experience than me. And so my life experience involved obviously law enforcement, and a lot of people don't know, but I also have a graduate degree in clinical psychology, and I had a chance to kind of peek behind the curtain of the psychiatric world, and came to a place where I found out a lot of these guys were CIA or CIA contractors, things like that, and are oftentimes employed to do the cover-up jobs, treatment centers and places like that. So, a year and a half ago or so, I started sharing anonymously with another YouTube channel. A lot of people know who that is, obviously, who was mainly focused on the weapons and drugs part, which I do have, a history of investigating those things as well. And I also shared some information with Congress. And then last summer I was jumped at my home by 4 people in what was told to me was an attempted hit job. And they knew my name and told me I better keep my effing mouth shut and, beat the living hell out of me. And I survived, but the response from law enforcement kind of seemed to get weaker and weaker. And the lead detective was suddenly removed from my case, and, weird things started to happen. And I was a whistleblower for law enforcement, and have been involved in being, gang stalked and all kinds